Pharmaceutical companies are already hard at work to make the next generation of treatments for COVID-19 easier to administer, less invasive in some cases, and more effective against a wider range of illnesses. But of course, for any of that to matter, people will need to trust it. Have you been vaccinated yet?
No.
Do you plan on getting vaccinated?
No.
And why do you not plan on getting vaccinated?
I don't trust it. I'm afraid of it.
Kai Franks of Redford is not alone. Vaccine hesitancy or flat-out distrust continues to keep Michigan well below the numbers we need to reach herd immunity. It's something biotech companies will continue to battle as they develop a second generation of treatments.
They have to be as good or better than the current vaccines that we have.
We already know the 3 vaccines available right now in the U.S. are safe and effective. And that gold standard, says Dr. Paul Kilgore, Associate Professor of Pharmacy Practice at Wayne State, takes time.
The first approach is to develop an mRNA vaccine very similar in design to the original vaccines that Pfizer and Moderna have. But what they will have is a new sequence in the mRNA that corresponds to the new spike protein in the variants.
And the need for boosters as antibodies wane over time is generally expected.
We're in clinical testing. We're in our phase 1 clinical trial, and we expect to have the results for that in just a few weeks.
That's Dr. Scott Roberts, the Chief Scientific Officer at Altimmune, a biotech company based in Maryland. Right now, they're working on an inhaled intranasal COVID vaccine. What will biotech companies like Altimmune be looking for in terms of making the vaccine better? What are you already looking for?
What we're trying to do is get the vaccine out to more people, make it easier to administer, make it people more willing to take the vaccine.
An inhalable vaccine would be easier to administer and to store, he says, making it ideal to help reach rural areas or less developed countries. And it might, or at least that's the hope, entice people who are weary of needles. Immunity Bio, based in California, is hoping to get approval for its vaccine candidate, which last month received the green light to test as a booster on already vaccinated South African healthcare workers. That company plans to try 4 different delivery methods: a shot in the arm, a droplet under the tongue, a capsule, and nasal spray.
When we start to talk about new approaches by mouth or by capsule or by nose, that takes longer time to validate and double check the safety and efficacy of. It will take several months and perhaps years to actually finalize those so they're approved for use.
Detroiter Beverly Tolliver chose to get vaccinated after seeing the virus take people she cares about.
Our church family, my personal family, has been touched by death.
She thinks time and more science might help convince vaccine stragglers.
I see more people getting it, and it comes out in different forms, and I think that people will feel a little more comfortable.
Altimmune expects to start phase 3 studies of its inhalable vaccine later this year, and if approved, could be available by 2022. Jen Shantz, 7 Action News.